Hello everybody, welcome back to a driving video. Um, I'm out here in Augusta, Virginia right now, on my way out to Glen Allen, Virginia, to one of my stores. Um, Figure I would, since I've done two videos in Michigan, one in Kentucky, or maybe two in Kentucky, I'm not sure. Um, Figure I'd make a video out here in Virginia and then try to make one in West Virginia. Um, Try to make one in Kentucky or Indiana. Try to switch it up a little bit. Get y'all seeing different stuff. It's a beautiful day out here in Virginia. It actually just now got cloudy. It was kind of sunny earlier. The truck says 52 degrees, which is not bad because this morning when I woke up in Louisville, Kentucky, it was like 30 something degrees. It was cold. Um, So it's warmed up a little bit. Not too bad though. I'm just glad there's no rain or tornadoes or anything like that. But yeah, I figured out here in Virginia I'd make a video, and also I thought of a new game, and it's gonna take participation for this game. It's just gonna be me doing all the work. This is gonna take y'all's participation and for y'all to interact with it and see. So here's the game. At any given time, I'm gonna pick a car. I'm gonna get its license plate to see what state it's from. The first letter of the state of the license plate that I pick, I'm gonna pick three different license plates, three or four different license plates with different states, and I'm gonna see who can come up with like the best sentence with either. I just thought of a new idea too. So either the best sentence starting with the letters or the words have to start with the first letter of the state of the license plate, or the best sentence that involves that state's name. So I have three cars coming up. I'm going to pick these three cars, the license plates, as long as they're different. If they're the same, then I can't do it. But here's the number one. That one's North Carolina. So that one will be N. This one is Maryland. So that one will be M. And this next one will be Virginia. So V. So technically, actually, if you want, you can go N, M, and V, or N, C, M, V, and make a sentence with either a three word sentence or a 4 word sentence about with those letters with a word starting with N, C, M, and V, or N, M, and V, or make a awesome sentence with all three of those states in it. Whoever can make the best sentence, and I'm not going to be the one voting on it, but comment down below, give me your sentence, give me your best sentence that you can do out of all those different scenarios or all those different options. I'll let y'all choose which one y'all want. And then the best one, the person who gets the best one after the vote is, I'll give them a shout out or something on the next video. Um, and just, I'm kind of eager to see what y'all come up with, because right now, off the top of my head, I can't come up with anything about any of those states or any words that start with those letters. But North Carolina, Maryland, and Virginia are the three license plate states. So I'm going to leave it up to you all to see what y'all come up with, because I'm excited to see the comments. And like I said, whoever wins will, because I'm not choosing the winner. I'm going to do it fairly, but I'm not choosing the winner. But whoever wins, whoever has the best sentence, I will shout their name. Give them a shout out on the next video, and if I can, I will post their video or their comment in the next video. But I wanted to, like I said, I wanted to make a video out here in Virginia because, one, Virginia is a beautiful state, and it's part of the colonial states. So it was one of the original 13 colonies. If I remember, I will look up when Virginia became a state, an actual state, and put it in the video, if I remember. And but Virginia has a lot of history. I know I drive through the historical triangle, which is Jamestown, Williamsburg, and there's another one. I can't remember what it is, but Jamestown and Williamsburg I know is one or two of them. I just can't remember the last one. Maybe Yorktown. I think it's Yorktown, Jamestown, and Williamsburg. Maybe. Don't quote me on that, but maybe. I drive through there every week out here in Virginia, so it's kind of cool to see the history a little bit. I wish I could explore more, but it's okay. But I'm merging off of 64 and 81 and merging back onto, well, getting on to 64. This is where 64 and 81 split. Staying on 64 here, going out towards Lexington, Virginia, and out towards Richmond, Virginia. So, plus, if you don't want to play the game, that's fine. But if you've ever been to Virginia, then let me know what your favorite part of Virginia is, or where you've been in Virginia. If there's anything cool there that you learned or saw or anything like that. If you've never been to Virginia, here's a little bit of Virginia, not much. But here's what I can see, and that is really. Sorry, that caught me off guard because I had a car beside me on my driver's side, and that BMW, which of course is a BMW, drove past me on the shoulder, and it just threw me off guard because in the right lane, I gotta still watch my passenger mirror, but I didn't expect that. It happened so fast. But okay, to each their own. He didn't want to wait for this Subaru to get by me, so that's fine. But no, if you've never been to Virginia, this is why I wanted to make a video in Virginia, so y'all can kind of see how pretty it is. Even though yes, this is the interstate, and that's pretty much all you see, but you'll get to see more of the side of the interstate and stuff. But I hope y'all enjoy. I'm probably going to time lapse the rest of this video, or well, maybe not the rest, but time lapse it and just give y'all a decent video here. Try to. So I have a sentence with those four letters, the NCV or NCMV. Mine is, which if I see this in the comments, I'm gonna know y'all watched this far and stole my sentence. But my sentence is not very good either. But it's no cheating must be verified. Um, but which, like I said, it's not very good. But it's what I came up with right off the top of my head here. So I'm sure y'all's will be a lot better, and I'll be interested to see what y'all come up with. So we're gonna go up this mountain here, and it's probably gonna get really foggy because I can already see the fog on the top. Earlier today, when I was in West Virginia, it got so foggy you couldn't hardly see the car in front of you. So let's see if it gets that foggy now. Plus, when we get to the other side, hopefully the fog clears, because there's something I want y'all to see. If y'all can see it out the right side or on the right side of your screen, I want y'all to be able to see it. Just so y'all have a kind of a relevance to elevation. My elevation right now is 1,930 feet up. 36? Nope. Hold on. Let me get to the top here. So 1,940 feet up is what I got. And y'all are not going to be able to see what I want y'all to see today, because it's so dang foggy. Well, that's fine. Maybe I can do a video through here another time when it's not so foggy and y'all can see what I want y'all to see. But still pretty going down this hill though. even with the fog. Also, yeah, a while ago I said we was going towards Lexington, Virginia. Actually, I've already been through Lexington. Pretty sure I was in Lexington when that BMW passed me on the right side on the shoulder. We are in Afton. I don't know if I'm saying that correct, but it's Afton, Virginia. So, and now we're in Greenwood, Virginia. But, and what I wanted y'all to see is at the top there, it opens up and you can see all the way down the side of the mountain to the bottom. There's just a big old um, green grass fields and houses and trees and stuff. If I can, I'll find the Google Map uh, picture of that lookout up there and put it in the video so y'all can see that. So my elevation went from 1,940 feet above sea level, and I'll tell y'all what it is when I get down here to the bottom. I still got quite a ways to go. Okay, maybe not quite a ways, but I still got a while. Well, I still got a distance to go before I get to the bottom. See the scenic overview. There's one on up the mountain a little bit farther up. I'll try to get the Google Maps picture of that one so y'all can kind of see. And I might add this one in here too at this point so y'all can see both of them at the points where I pass them. I got about a mile till I hit the bottom. Still going downhill. So my elevation at the top, very, very tippy top, the maximum I saw was 1,940 feet. I just dropped down that hill over 1,000 feet because my elevation now is 773 feet above sea level. So what is that, almost 1,200 feet that I dropped, 1,200 feet. So that's a big hill, big hill. It's not the biggest though that I do on this trip. Out in West Virginia, I go down Sandstone Mountain, which on that one it requires semi trucks over 26,000 pounds to the speed limit drops down to 45 miles an hour for big trucks that weigh 26,000 or more. So it's a big elevation drop, which I'll probably do a video going up it tomorrow on my way back to pick up my other load for the last part of the week. So, and also for anybody that's curious, which I don't know who is curious, but for anybody that is, in 366 days and 7 hours, I've gone 235,620 miles. So that's a lot of miles, and I believe it because I do about 20 2,500 miles a week. So take that and times it by, I wouldn't say 52 because there's 2 weeks in the year that I don't do that. But I'd say 50 weeks, you can say. So, um, so that's not too bad.